Back to the show.
I think she's here, man. I think she's here.
Area code 918. What's your name? Where you calling from? Hello, hello. Area code 918. You are on the air. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Tell her I'll mute her mic. I'll mute your mic.
No,
your mic might be.
I'm calling from Atlanta.
Atlanta?
Yes. This is not the person that you are waiting to speak to. I'm waiting for her to get on the call as well.
Okay. What's your name?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, my name is Brittany.
I'm sorry, my sound cut out. Can you say that again for me? What's your name?
My name is Bree.
Okay, thank you. Bree, do you have a question or a comment, or were you just tuning in to listen?
I'm just tuning in to listen, for right now at least.
Okay, no problem. Since you're calling on your phone, if you don't have a question, just for sound purposes, I'm gonna put you on mute. But if you want to unmute yourself, all you got to do is press star 2. Okay?
Okay, before you go, Bree, you said Bree, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us what you believe and why?
So I believe in God. I believe in the Holy Spirit and Jesus. And why I believe in God, is because like I've been through too much to know that He does exist. That I would not be anything without Him because of all the things that I have been through that tried to torment me, or that tried to, it's just a lot. Like,
how do you know that it was God that did those things? Are you just giving credit to God? How do you know?
No, I'm giving credit to Him, but I just know that the things that I've tried to do on my own, it led me down the wrong way. And then when I gave my life to God, now I'm not saying that, my walk has been perfect, but, just certain things that have happened in my life, I know that it was nothing but Him that, made the way for it to happen.
How do you know
because that? On my own, I know it could not have happened.
How do you know that?
How do I know that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, for instance, so, and I'm going to give you a recent scenario. So I'm from Oklahoma, and I'm in college right now. And I have just recently relocated to Georgia and was not expecting to move to Georgia.
Has joined.
But I felt this heavy tug. Like, I prayed. So I prayed to God. I was like, God, if it's meant for me to move, like, I'm going to need you to open the doors. I'm going to need you to make the way. I'm going to need you to make this happen, because I know that I wasn't going to do it on my own. Like, I was comfortable. I was settled where I was at. And, like, when I got home, like, an hour later, it was on my heart to go to the CDC website. And I did it. And as soon as I did it, because, like, my degree is in public health. So when I did it, like, these internships in public health came out of the blue. And I was not looking for no internships. I wasn't even thinking about no internships. But these were paid internships here in Atlanta. Like, and I was just like, okay. It kind of scared me because I'm like,
has joined.
Okay. Like, I just recently prayed for this. Like, I didn't specifically pray for, like, for internships, but I pray, like, if it was meant for me to move, like, I'm gonna need you to open those doors. And so I tried to run from it, like, I tried to hide from it, but it kept, like, being tugged on my heart, like, you need to go do this. Like, hey, do this. So it was like a instinct inside of me, like my inner man was telling me, like, hey, you need to do this. So when I finally had stopped running from it, because I was talking to my mentor on the phone, And I was like, man, I really feel like, God is telling me I need to move to Atlanta. And like my heart just like sunk like deep within my stomach because I just got scared basically. So, she told me, she was like, Brittany, it won't be a test without a testimony. So you need to go ahead and follow what God is telling you to do. I didn't know why he was sending me here or anything, but I know that the prayer that I prayed before led me to that. So when you ask, like, why do I believe? That's the reason why I believe, because if I'm asking for, a specific, thing or something like that, it may not come right then and there, but like, God is not no genie or anything like that. But when we pray about something, when I pray about something, I see that prayer come to pass. It doesn't come to pass within a day or so, but like I will eventually see that thing that I prayed about. So that's why I believe. And another thing, the reason why I believe is, like if I'm just like, standing or sitting somewhere, I can have an inner voice just come. And like, to me, I say that that's the Holy Spirit speaking to me. Now, if I listen.
So you have an imaginary friend that you choose to call God, and you give credit to your imaginary friend when good things happen in your life. But do you also give the credit to God for the bad things that happen in your life, or do you just say, oh, those are just things that just happened, or do you say God must have caused those things because they wouldn't have just happened on their own, right?
Well, I mean, bad things happen to everybody, but it's how you perceive those.
Good things happen to everybody.
How you get through those bad things.
Good
but
things
do I blame him?
Hold up, Brittany. No. Hold up, Brittany. I got this one. This is Shaquia Raquel Verner. I'm saying my full name because I won't. Because
Come on.
I know. This is Shaquia Raquel Verner. I'm from Oklahoma. I moved to Texas. I was invited to this call, and by any means necessary, I'm open to the conversation and discussion. Brittany is my sister in Christ. She's my best friend. I've been on her for 7 years, but I'm going to take over this question. You asked, why does God allow bad things to happen? Well, first and foremost, he said that the weapons formed against us he didn't say it was going to form.
Before you go into that, I wasn't asking that question. I was asking why God allowed bad things to happen.
Right, but I'm answering that question, so allow me to answer.
I'm not asking that question. You can't. This is our show. You can't just call up here and start answering.
You said, why does God allow bad things to happen? Okay, so if you're gonna, it may not. Okay, so ask that question again.
I asked her because she had made a statement.
But see, I know her, and that's my sister in Christ, and that's my covering. And I invited her to this line after you invited me to this line.
Okay, Shay.
No, I say it was me. It's Gerard. Gerard invited you. I invited you. I Facebooked you. I invited you to the line. That's why I said
and I invited her. So I'm her covering right now.
Okay, but let me.
And so I'm her covering right now.
God was covering.
What's what I'm saying? You answering the question that I wasn't asking. All right, if you're going to answer the question, I'll allow you to answer it, but you're going to answer the question that I actually asked.
Okay, ask me.
Okay, so what was the question?
The question was, because she had made a statement, she said that she knew that God had made some things happen in her life because it wouldn't have happened if she done it on her own. So she gives credit to God. So I asked her, does she also give credit when bad things happen, or does she just simply dismiss it as, oh, those are things that just happen? Because you give credit to God for these good things that happen, but do you give credit when bad things happen? Do you say, damn God, why you do this? Or do you just you don't blame God for that?
Okay, so hold on, let me answer it. Shay, let me answer this question, okay? Because it was towards me. So, yes, I give credit, but in the midst of the bad situation, I might not even, because I'm in my emotions, I'm in that moment. What I do is I pray myself through that bad thing. Now, when it's over, I'm going to thank God because, like, you got me through it. And that's just final. Like, I don't believe that God put you in a situation that you can't come out of. You know, like,
Oh, really? My daughter was molested. So was that God's plan?
I'm not saying that God gonna put that on somebody. You know, things.
According to the religion.
Hold on. That is just the world that we live in. And I'm sorry that your daughter was molested. I'm not saying that God said, let's go let Gerard's daughter, or if I said your name wrong, I'm sorry, but
no, that's my name. You call me Kwame.
Okay.
Let
me just go tell somebody to go rape Gerard's daughter. No, I believe that your daughter was probably in the wrong place at the wrong time when it happened.
Oh my God! No, she was being babysitted. She was being babysitted.
That's the answer to my question. She just said it. Hold on, come on, we're gonna bring you on.
I'm not saying anything negative about the situation. Just hold on.
I know you're not saying nothing else about the situation, but this is what you are saying. You're saying that those are things that just happen. You said those are things that everybody, bad things happen in the world. I forget what your exact wording was, but you didn't say God made it happen. But you give credit to God for the good things that was happening. But hold on, because we got other people on the line and we want to include everybody in the conversation. Hold on, 1 second, please. Come on, add your 2 cents, please.
What's up, brother?
Okay, go ahead.
What's going
on? It just kind of blew my mind when she said that the child was in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's telling me that you're saying that it's the child's fault. He was in the wrong place.
No, I'm not saying that it's the child's fault at all.
That's what you said, though. You said the child was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
What I just said was when that happened in that particular event, she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. The enemy learned.
She was being babysitted. My child was being babysitted. I paid. Hold on, sis. I paid this woman $100 to watch my kids while I go to WinStar.
Has joined.
Am I joined? What's going
on? 601.
So I paid this woman $100, and she allowed her nephew to come in there and touch my daughter.
Am I on?
And don't he set the plan for everybody's life?
Participant. 601 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from? And she left. Damn. All right.
I'm gonna go on mute, Kwame. Kwame, Kweli, I'm a little upset. I'm a little upset about that, man. But I'm gonna go on mute, bro. So I need to refrain myself because I can't believe what they just said, bro. I'm gonna go on mute.
All right, but count to 10, man. You good?
I want to ask the question. Does God, let me ask y'all this. So in the beginning, from the very beginning, God created two. He created a man and he created a woman. He put them in this wonderful place, this beautiful garden. And then he put two trees in there, the knowledge of the tree of knowledge, good and evil, I guess, right? And then he tells them babies, basically, because they don't know anything about good, right, and wrong. They can't. They're just born, basically. They do something wrong. God decides to kick them out of the garden. And on top of that, it's everybody because of what his first creation did, everybody is cursed from that point on. Then he creates the place, this horrible, horrible place, this terrible place that you go and suffer for all of eternity. Let's try to think about all of eternity. If you don't figure it out, before you die, God is going to punish you for all of eternity. What kind of God is that? That's evil in my mind.
That's not evil at all.
How is that not a sit-up?
So, can I just answer what you just said? Because
I want to hear what they got to say. Let them talk. I want to hear what they got to say.
That's a rhetorical question. So can I answer that? Like, I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes, okay? But
go ahead.
So, like you just said that. And Gerard, I promise you, I'm sorry if you mad, and like that was not my intention. Because like God is going to use your daughter to give her testimony that's going to help somebody else. who was a rape victim. Like, when she overcome that, it's going to help somebody else because that's her
I really got a problem with that type of thing. I really got a problem with that type of thing. You saying that God is so weak. You believe in such a weak, bitch-ass God that the only way he can deliver a message to somebody is to rape a little girl?
That's making it work.
No, I ain't about to sit here and let y'all do this to her. That's not what she was saying. Now I am going to take over. That's not what she was saying. That's not what she was saying. So I was invited to this line, and I got about 10 minutes before I have something else I need to do. So I apologize. The way that she said that, it came off as if she was saying that, but that's not what she meant. So therefore, I'm going to go ahead and take over this because I invited her to listen in as a covering. But since I was invited to this call by Jiraiya, by all means and all by respect, I'm going to go ahead and take over. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to start off with that question. I'm sorry that happened, but my testimony is I've been molested as a little girl. At the age of 6, I was molested.
I'm sorry.
And I want to be real straight. I did not grow up in the church. I didn't have no desires of wanting to serve or live my life for Christ. None of that. I was doing me. I was doing Shay. I was in the world. So I want to make that real clear. I ain't no Bible thumping woman. I've only been saved for 7 years. Okay? I was raped and I was molested 5 times in my life. No, I'm good because I've been delivered. And I operate in forgiveness. And so, therefore, it's called, and so rape and molestation is a choice that people make, and it's a spirit that comes upon a person, unfortunately. And the devil will use any open door that he can use in order to get access, in order to create trauma, in order to create hate, in order to divide people. Because when we are born into this world, we are born with the purpose. We are born with the calling. And therefore, when the enemy sees that, what his goal and his only goal is to do is kill, steal, and destroy. So therefore, me as a person, because I can't speak for nobody else, but I can speak for me. I was upset. I was angry. I was ready to fight. I was ready to cut somebody out. And it put me in a defense mode.
Okay.
It creates PTSD.
I'm so sorry, but you know what I'm saying? We don't want to have like a testimony on the show, but
But no. Well, I'm sorry. That's all I got because you asked me a question. You invited me to this line.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, but you won't allow me to finish my sentence.
Yeah, but you
won't allow me to finish my sentence.
You a lot of sentences. So let me ask you one question because you said something that struck me. You said the enemy. I want to ask you, who is the enemy?
Okay, so therefore, Satan, because he has a name. His name is Satan.
You know Satan is real?
He was up there. Why do you think he's not?
I just asked you, how do you know Satan is real?
May I say something?
Why do you think he's not?
The world right now?
I didn't say you made it. I said, how do you know he is?
How do I know he is? Because I've seen. Okay. So the reason why I know is because of the gifts and because it's called discernment. First and foremost, it's called discernment. Second and foremost is not flesh that we fight upon; it's spirit that we fight upon. We are spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings.
What is a spirit? I don't know.
We are. You don't know what a spirit is, so you do know that your body is just a host. So your body is just a host. Inside you is a spirit.
How do you know that?
No, but okay. So
okay, that's a great question. How do I know that? How do I know that I'm a spirit? No, I'm gonna finish my sentence. How do I know that I am a spirit? Because first and foremost, it was a time where I was asleep. It was a time. No, you asked me questions. No, we haven't. We have never talked about this. No, we haven't. This is the first time you talked to me on this type of level.
The subject, but how when you're supposed to listen, I speak, you listen, because you've been talking.
But you haven't allowed me to finish the sentence, baby.
Okay, go ahead. Finish.
So we gonna show mutual respect. You can't ask me question upon question upon question and not allow me to finish the first question.
I'm gonna keep my masculine frame, but you're acting very masculine right now. We had talked about this.
No, because we have not talked about this. You're not gonna get on this line in front of these people. No, we're not. You're not gonna front in front of these people. I'm gonna hold you accountable because no, we did not. No, we did not. You cannot ask me 3 or 4 questions within 2 minutes and not allow me to finish one sentence. That's not what you're gonna do. That's not how we're gonna operate. That's not how we're gonna operate.
You know what?
I did.
You're not gonna ask me 4 questions.
Q&A mode on. Participants may now unmute themselves.
All right, just for one quick second. I want to say it's real cute that y'all having a little, you know what I'm saying, puffy little fight. That was real cute right there. The little exchange y'all had. Y'all like each other. That's obvious. But anyway, we're gonna get back to the shit. But y'all gotta let each other speak. So Kwame, just let us talk for like, you know what I'm saying, 10 seconds. If she don't finish her sentence, then you can jump in, you know what I'm saying? But we did ask her a question though. She right about that. We did ask her a question. So just be fair and let her answer it. All right, everybody's unmuted.
Conversational mode on. Everyone can be heard.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm going with you.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead, sis.
You got the flow.
All right. Thank you. So the reason why I know that I'm a spirit, man, I'm a spirit is because one time after coming from church and I was ready to be done. I was ready to walk away from Christ. I was about to say, God, I'm done. I don't want to go through this. I was living a better life before I even gave my life to Christ, as I was asleep. Okay, and I'm not no religious person, far from it. It's still things I got to work on. But I was laying down, sleep, tired, exhausted after coming from a children's ministry because I worked in with the youth. And I was laying down, sleep at my grandma's house. And all of a sudden, because I like to worship, I like to sing, I like to worship, I'm a worshiper. And so I was asleep. And I was in the room by myself, asleep. And all of a sudden, I started humming. But I was asleep and I was humming, and it was a song that I've never sung before.
So that's how you know.
And next thing I know, I'm looking. So I'm not finished, though. I'm not finished. Okay. So next thing I know, when I'm looking down, I'm looking at my body, but I'm not inside my body. And as soon as I recognized that, I went right back into my body. And it shook me. I was scared. And I was like, okay, what in the world just happened? And when I asked God what happened, he took me to the scripture where he talked about the dry bones, can these dry bones live? And he spoke about how when he breathed his spirit onto those bones, that's when they were living. So therefore, this body is
Hold on, 561. Who was 561?
So not only did I read it, but he confirmed his word. So what I'm gonna say is, because I'm not on here to argue the word, I'm not on here to change anybody's mind. The only thing that I can do is give my testimony. Now, if you're willing to receive it by all God's grace, amen. But I'm not on here to combat the word. I'm not even on here to change nobody's mind. But my blood won't be on my hands because I decided to keep my mouth shut. That won't be me. And so
561 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from? 561. You on?
Yes. Hello.
That's
yes, David. I'm 561.
Yeah, it's the guy from early on our show.
Okay, that's David.
Yes.
I thought
yes. I'm still here.
My bad. You got something you want to add to the conversation?
Yes, if I may. I apologize, miss. The one who was just speaking, I'm sorry. So I can properly address you. What was your name again?
My name is Shaquia.
Shaquia, okay. Shaquia, and if I have you confused with the other female, please correct me. And I apologize in advance if I'm wrong. But Brittany, okay. Well, First off, I want to say whichever one of you was unfortunately molested or unfortunately taken advantage of as a child, I want to commend you for your strength and your level of confidence to be willing to share, which is very profound. So I want to thank you for that. Also, whomever it was that said the wrong place at the wrong time, although I see where the gentleman is coming from, however, I also see where you're coming from. And I would like to share a particular situation to cut a long story short, but I can't believe I'm going to share this because I don't know any of you from a can of paint, to be honest. We're all strangers here, but I will say that unfortunately, I was in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong person, and my first experience with another individual was not consensual. And on top of that, neither was it of the opposite sex. So that experience was even more
in the right place, but then at the wrong time.
So even that experience was a little traumatic. And the reason why I bring this up is because sometimes when I go to motivational speeches and I listen to millionaires, because I'm a business owner, small business owner, and when I go to when I see motivational speakers speak and whatnot, and they mention, you want to be in the right place at the right time, normally that means that sometimes when you have an idea, You want to be in the right location to come across the right person. Now, I'm only going to speak within the biblical sense. The book that was written, that I come to terms with that. Even in the Bible, it speaks of rape and certain things that have happened. And it was mentioned before about free agency, that sometimes because man and woman were given the free choice way in the beginning without intervention, meaning if God didn't stop Adam and Eve from eating the fruit, he did not intervene because he's not going to violate our free choice. We choose to follow him or we choose not to. Unfortunately, there are times where individuals who choose not to follow any sense of morality take advantage of anyone who either does follow morality or doesn't adhere to a higher power, but it doesn't mean they're not necessarily good people. And in this situation, someone was taken advantage of, someone's innocence was robbed of them, and someone was violated. In the spiritual sense, when it comes to the rule of law, when it comes to God, just like God didn't intervene with Adam and Eve because of free agency, unfortunately, this person chose to do the wrong thing. Now, in any way, shape, or form, is it her fault? No, it's not her fault. Just like it's not the fault of you for what happened to you, and just like it's not my fault for what happened to me. We can't hold ourselves accountable for the actions of other people. However, sometimes, and from what I'm understanding, and from what I'm understanding from these ladies, despite the situation that took place with one of you, when you mentioned that you were delivered and you operate in forgiveness, you chose not to be the victim. You chose to be the victor, meaning you chose to rise above that situation and allow that situation to build strength for you, so you could share with others that even though I went through this is what you can overcome. If I can do it, so can you. And the word of God also says that the Lord will not put on you more than you can bear. So whatever we go through, if we go through it, we can survive it. Does that make it right for it to happen? No, that's in no way, shape, or form is that what I'm saying. But I think we can all agree to an extent, and I can't speak for everyone, but whatever doesn't kill you does make you stronger. Because even speaking back to the notion of way back when we were talking about slavery and whether or not we were selling ourselves into slavery and things like that, I'm not going to jump from topic to topic. But even then,
don't do that, bro, because you're not going to come with the knowledge. I'm going to say, don't do that, bro, because you're not going to come with the knowledge. Because I've been to Africa before.
Okay. Yes, sir. No, of course. Yes, sir. I apologize. Excuse me. What? Yes, but what I was. Okay, the last point I wanted to make. Yes, thank you. The last point I wanted to make was but where I was going with that when I mentioned the slavery in Africa, the point I was trying to make is we're a strong people, and if you look at certain races over others, when it comes to certain extents of spirituality and knowledge and things of that nature. Like, you know why, as African Americans, we refer ourselves to brother and sister? Because back in slavery days, when they would take daughters from mothers and sons from fathers, and we would go to different plantations, because we were all in the same situation, we just adopted our own and took each other in. And that's why we refer to each other as brother and sister, because when one child would leave another, we would just automatically take that child in. And we have a sense, we've always had a sense of strength about us. So I just want to commend you ladies for that. And I also wanted to shine some light on that situation. And I also wanted to extend my condolences to the gentleman whose daughter was unfortunately babysat by an individual who clearly didn't have any respect for him or the daughter. And my heart only goes out to you, because the business I own is actually a school too. So that's what I want to say. And thank you everyone for letting me speak.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thanks for saying that. But let me ask the people that are Christian, like, okay, so for you ladies, that was a Christian brother too. Look, that's why I Facebooked you and told you, hey, you can call in, because even though I'm an atheist, my host is an atheist. We try to get the understanding of why people still believe, even though we know why, because we were there once. But the thing is, I feel like y'all fail to realize that if this God is real, why would he allow children to be molested? Why would he allow people to die? Robberies, killings, murders, all this other stuff going on. And God is watching everything. It's like God is sitting back saying, oh, yeah, you can go and rape that child, but I'm going to punish you when you're done. But if you basically give your life to me, I'll let you go to heaven.
That's not true.
No.
That's exactly what it is.
I'm still talking.
No, it's not. I can't sit here and let y'all... No, because that's not true. That's not true. It's not true. It's not true.
Why are you defending your God, though?
It's because
okay,
it's not true.
Shay, this is the issue we had with earlier today. You would not let me speak.
Because you're not going to disrespect my God and think I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But you can continue. You can continue. You can continue. I'm listening. You can continue, but just know I'm going to stand up for what's mine.
Okay, so why does this all-powerful God say?
I'm sorry, I can't even understand y'all.
It's too much, man. It's too much.
One person need to be speaking at one time because it's like too much.
That's why I said I wasn't finished with my point. So why does this all-powerful, all-knowing, all-seeing God allow things to happen in order to prove a point? No. I'm not finished. Let me finish. Okay. This God is all-seeing. He's all.
Hold on, let him finish. If
God is all-powerful, He don't need you to defend Him. So this God must be not all-powerful. If He needs you to defend, if this God needs you to defend Him, He's not all-powerful. If He needs humans to defend Him. If God, hold on, I'm not finished. If God needs, let me finish my point.
Right now.
I'm Gerard. Yeah, Shay knows me personally. We talk. Listen, I'm not done though. I'm not done. Okay, fall back. Let me finish my point.
Watch how you talking to her. Hey, Gerard, you a man to see a woman. Watch how you talking to her. Watch how you talking to her. I don't care. Watch how you talking to her. You a man and she a woman. Have some respect. Have some respect. You fall back. She's a woman, you a man. Have some respect at the end of the day. Period. Don't talk to her like that. Period.
Listen, check this out.
Period. Don't talk to her like that.
This is why there is an imbalance in black relations, because women don't know how to fall back and sit down and shut up and let the man talk. That's
you
why
don't know how to submit with your hands to her. You walking in rebellion. I'm going to get off this line because I got 2 minutes left. I'm going to say what I got to say. You walking in rebellion, and God's going to lay His hands on you because you walking in rebellion. You got to put mouth in your hands because you blasphemy God. You blasphemy God, and God's going to deal with your heart. He's going to deal with your mind because people's blood is on your hands. You're walking in rebellion, you're walking in hate, and you're walking in disobedience.
So my daughter was raped. My daughter was raped because I walk in rebellion. Are you serious?
Okay.
Are you serious? My daughter was raped because of what your fucking God said. Kweli, I'm going on mute. Kweli, I'm falling back, bro. That pissed me off. It shows me that your God is a fucking pedophile. Your God is a fucking pedophile.
Whoever can mute them, please. Now, Gerard.
I wasn't finished with my point. Though.
Okay, I understand. You gotta let.
But your God, it's sad. Check this out. It's sad that your God needs defense. It's sad that your God needs to be defended, but He's all powerful though.
Listen.
No, you're not letting me talk because you want to defend this white man's religion. You want to defend this white man's religion. You want to defend the Peckerwood's religion when this religion has been killing us. This religion has been fucking killing us, man. This religion ain't done shit for black people. The religion ain't done shit for black people. Why the fuck are you defending a religion that ain't done shit for black people? Show me one thing that this religion has done for black people. One thing. And I'll follow it. If you can show me one fucking thing that this goddamn if you can show me one fucking thing that this goddamn religion has done for black people, I will follow the religion today. Show me. I'm muting my mic. I'm muting. No. Show me what one thing that this religion has done for black people in America. If you can show me one thing that this religion has done for black people in America, I will follow it today. I promise you, if you can show me one thing that this religion has done for people, one thing, I will follow them. I will be a Christian today. I will be a Christian today if you can show me one fucking thing. I'm muting my mic. Show me one thing that this religion has done for black people in America. I will follow it today. I promise you. All my life. I promise you. I will follow Christianity today. If you can show me one thing that Christianity has done for black people, that go ahead.
Come on, baby brother, calm down. I hear the passion in your voice, brother. And that's why, and I understand.
It breaks my heart, like Gerard.
May I say something again?
Hold on.
The reason why he's so passionate is because he's actually giving y'all the answer to your problems, if you have any, or the answer to black people's problems collectively, and y'all are rejecting it. Y'all are the reason why black people can't get nowhere, because y'all still. He right with everything he said. He might be a little extra passionate, but everything he said is true. You know, the religion hasn't done anything for black people, but y'all go ahead. I'm gonna allow the sister to get a chance to speak. Though, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Like, Gerard, like, bro, like, I don't know you, and I don't even know if you want me to call you bro, but like, honestly, like, you just like really touched my heart, and I'm really trying not to get emotional, but like, I don't know. But all I just know is like, I understand what you're saying, and I understand like your frustration. I understand your hurt, because like Christianity has not really, no, I'm not going to say Christianity. Religion has not showed people how to truly walk out this walk with God.
Voice of reason for my people.
Has joined.
We got a new caller joined the chat. Voice of reason for my people. Big Dog, what's going on?
Hey, how y'all doing? I just, how's it going, Kweli, Kush?
It's going great, man. How about you?
Hey, respect to everybody. I'm all right. Respect to everybody on the chat. I just want to run something by y'all right quick. I want to run something by y'all real quick, and you know, because things are so tense. I want to introduce y'all to I've been putting it in the chat room. It's Matthew 10, but it starts at verse 34. This is what Jesus said he came to do. So everybody who believes in the book, this is what Jesus said he came to do. It says, "Think not that I have come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." This is what Jesus said. This is what Jesus said. It's all in red. This is your King James book. So I don't know who's saying nope and all of this, but just listen and listen. Did you hear that first part? It said he did not come to... He said, "Think not that I come to bring peace. I came to bring a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foe shall be by of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me." Now let me explain something to y'all. When you listen to that, and you look at the black community and how we disagree and we fight amongst each other on every level, that is what Jesus said he came to do. He came to destroy our damn minds. He came to destroy our families. If you don't know what variance is, then you need to look it up.
Once upon a time,
and look at the disagreement that is going on right now.
But once upon a time, our people did know what family was and how, and you know, all together. But once they were introduced to this religion, it just seemed like everything changed. Once they started teaching, this is what they would do. They would take one man out of one slave, because I called him a man. He wasn't a man, he was a slave. They took one slave and they taught him the Bible. And then they would tell him to go out and teach the others the Bible, because he couldn't read. So they would teach him to read and to read the Bible. And he would go out and then read that same book to the other slave. So now whatever spirituality black folks had before they were stolen from their home, robbed and stolen from their home, whatever they believed in was all taken away. We, black people, do you realize that we don't even have a country to go to? Everybody in the United States has a country they can go to. We can't go back to Africa. We can't. They don't accept us.
Not a passport.
I've been there. I've been to three different countries. I spent 14 years in the Marine Corps. I got wounded in combat in Afghanistan, and it put me in a wheelchair. I asked this question. If that person that was behind that Kalashnikov believed in Allah with all his heart and soul, with everything with his whole being, he believed in Allah, and he prayed that his bullet found his mark. Before we would go out, we prayed to make sure every man came back safe from whatever we was going to do. You know, whatever we had to do, whatever mission we was sent on, we prayed before we went out. So I ask you this question. Did Allah allow that bullet to hit my spinal cord? Or did Jesus allow that bullet to hit my spinal cord so I would have a testimony? Is that what it's about? That's the thing. I don't believe Jesus or Allah did nothing to me. You had two warriors on the battlefield. His bullet found his mark. It's simple as that. Because you better believe my bullet found that mark. So I don't believe that Jesus did nothing. I'm sorry, brother. I don't believe that.
I'm sorry, man. I know you're a guest on the show, but as a co-host, I know y'all never seen me lose my cool like that. I want to apologize as a co-host to this show, but to my sisters, I want to say this, and we're going to get back to what you talked about, my brother, because I was in the Army too. I've been to Africa. I was in Saudi City. I was stationed at Camp Cook. I was in Kuwait. You know, the only reason why I got hurt because I had injury to my foot over in Ramadi. So I was over in Ramadi. So I've been in the military myself. Yeah. So to the sisters, yeah, that's right. So to the sisters, man, I do apologize for getting out of. But when my daughter told me, when I FaceTimed my daughter today, she said her vagina hurts. And she's bleeding now. She's only 10. And this motherfucker put his shit in my daughter. My daughter's bleeding now. He's in jail right now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I got emotional. So to Shay and her sister, look, I'm gonna be the bigger man because I gotta refrain in my masculinity. I apologize to my people, the guests and the host. You know what I'm saying? And the people that's in the panel. I'm sorry y'all see me get like that, but when my daughter told me that today and she said she's still bleeding, her mama told me that she can't stop bleeding, and she's only 10 years old. And when y'all said what y'all said, it did strike core to me. So I do apologize. I'm going to be the bigger man and apologize. We're going to let y'all speak, but we got to let other callers speak as well. But if y'all got anything to say, y'all can say it. Simplify. Hoorah. Yeah, so... You know, it just struck core to me, and to the host, Kweli, man, I do apologize. You never seen me get mad like that, but when it comes to my daughter, man, my kids, that's the concern. That's why I don't believe in Christianity, Judaism, Islam, because it was a way to control us. It was a way to keep us in mental slavery. And there's a quote by Dr. Bean.
You ain't got to apologize.
Gerard, I accept your apology.
I was about to do the same.
Your apology, and I understand your hurt. Like, because if it was I don't have any kids, so if it was my nephew, or if it was my own child, like, I would be upset too. So I accept your apology, and I'm not saying that with Christianity comes perfectionism. I'm not saying that at all. But God is a spiritual being, and He does exist, is what I'm standing by. Like, I understand what y'all saying about, like, you know, if God was this, why is all this stuff happening? Somebody was saying earlier that when Adam and Eve ate that apple, that's when sin entered the world. And so, like, everything is by choice now. Yes, God does exist, but if we have a choice to either follow Him or not. And Gerard,
somebody got some background noise. Somebody got some background noise. They need to mute their mic. Because we're trying to conduct the show. So if you got some background noise, you need to put that up. Because we're trying to get everybody a chance to speak. So if you got some background noise, please mute your mic. We're not going to kick you off the live, but we're trying to get everybody. We're trying to hear everybody. I couldn't hear nothing over her. Yeah. So go on and finish your conversation, sis. Go on and finish what you were saying, and then we'll get to the next person
until you're ready to speak.
So all I was just basically saying was, like, you know, that everything is by choice, and I'm not saying, and I'm not saying that what happened to your daughter was by her divorce or anything like that. And I want to apologize if I came off wrong like that. If I came off, saying that, what happened to your daughter was her fault, I'm not saying that at all, because none of that was her fault. And like, I understand where you're coming from, and I understand where what you're saying. Like, that's hurtful. Like, ain't nobody perfect. That shit is hurtful, and I'm just like,
that's not. We know, Brittany, that you didn't mean to insinuate that. Yeah. But the point that we was making was, this is called cognitive dissonance, and it's something that religious people don't know much about. And I ain't trying to, be a smart ass. I'm just being frank. Cognitive dissonance is when you believe two opposing things at the same time, but you don't realize it. So what you said was that these things just,
she was in the wrong place
and that maybe no, she said maybe that she had got molested to teach somebody else a lesson, and then that's when I interjected and I said, are you saying that this is her fault or whatever? I know we know you weren't saying that, but what I'm trying to get you to realize, the reason why I said that is I'm trying to get you to realize that if you say that God did it to teach somebody else a lesson, what you really saying is deep down you might not realize it, but the underlying fact, if that's true, then it's also true that happened for like a reason, like it was meant to happen, and that she couldn't have,
that God allowed it.
No matter what happens in any parallel universe or whatever, it's always going to be the truth that little girl gets raped or whatever, which is what I'm saying, that's cognitive dissonance. So you don't, on the surface of your mind, you're not saying that, but deep down, that's what it means. If you take it to this logical conclusion, that's why I asked, what about stillbirths? Because we don't even have to look into why girls get raped, because girls get raped all the time, and what I'm saying, that's why that's evidence against your God. But anyway, what about the stillbirths though? Like, what's the point? What's the lesson to be learned from that? A stillbirth. Anybody can answer.
Yeah, I don't think there is no lesson. The child is coming from an atheist. To me, if a child came out with stillbirth, then it wasn't meant to be. I mean, it just happened. It is what it is. It's not I don't think God did. Do you think God made that happen? If a child comes out stillbirth,
yeah, that's what.
If a child comes out, yeah, does God already have that written in His book that He's not gonna allow this child to live a day or live 5 minutes?
What could possibly be the lesson from that? Like, who the fuck can learn anything from that?
Exactly. This is what I want to ask the sisters though. Which God do you believe in? Is it the Christian God, the God of Judaism, the God of Islam, the God of Christianity? No. You can.
Only one God.
What you say?
How do you know that though? Look, this is the problem I have with Christians. You said there's only one God, but hold on, sis. Let me finish. Because hold on, sis. Calm down, let me finish. Because it wasn't until the Africans invented paper until you found out about Allah or Yahweh or Dionysus or Attis or Zoroaster. It wasn't until the Africans created paper. But the Africans never believed in those gods. That's why I'm trying to get you to understand earlier. The God that you believe in is Eurocentric and Arabic-centric. You don't want to believe that, but that's why I brought you to the show. These brothers that are on the live right now, these brothers are scholars. I'm a scholar myself. These brothers are scholars. You would not be able to prove them wrong. And no disrespect to your scholarship, but I feel like you're only going by beliefs. But we're all scholars. We're all scholars here. And like I said, I do apologize for snapping at y'all, but the thing is, I've been an atheist since I was 28. Look, I ain't even told you. Kweli knows, the other Marine, he knows. I went to seminary school. They all know my history. I went to preacher school. I'm about to be a preacher. But till the preacher told me that this was all man-made, this was a way to control people. I'm trying to get y'all to see that. Like, y'all don't want to see it because I feel like y'all closed-minded. Y'all don't want to see the truth behind it. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, even with Hitler, Mao, Stalin, all these mass genocides, God killing people. Why did God create Satan? If God, why did God create him an adversary? If God is all knowing, why would God create himself an adversary?
He created his own adversary. He created his own adversary.
I'm gonna go on mute. I'm gonna let the sister speak. Let's let the sister speak, and then y'all can chime in. I'm going on mute.
I want to ask a quick question, right quick, to Brittany. Did you say that you believe in the God that created the universe? Is that what you said?
No, I said who created the universe.
Okay, did God also create time?
But it didn't create itself.
Did God also create time?
Did he create time?
Yeah.
Well, if the universe was created, that means time was created with the universe, right?
Okay, yeah, but how long did it take God to create time?
Well, in the Bible it says that he created the world in 7 days, right?
So that means time had already existed, then, didn't it? Because if he can't create it, if it takes time to create, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Creation is necessarily a temporal thing. So if either God created time, which it makes no sense because it takes time to create, or time already existed, and in which case that means God didn't create it. So he ain't this all creator of all the universe, because time is also interwoven with space. So if God didn't create time, that means he also didn't create space. And if space and time is most of the universe, you know what I'm saying? So if God didn't create space, time,
I wanted to ask this question earlier to the young lady. If I take a gun and I lay it on the table and I tell my son, don't touch that gun, my young son, my 5-year-old son, I lay the gun on the table and I tell him, don't touch that gun, son. It can hurt you. And he touches the gun anyway and it hurts him. Whose fault is that?
It would be your fault.
So why would God take a tree, take the tree of good and evil, put it in the same garden, let the snake, who he know is the most, because it says that snake was the most cunning animal in the garden. God must have created
Genesis chapter 3. Right? Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Read the Bible, sis. Yep. And also, Shay, if you're still here, Shay, if you left, hold on, before you finish your point, my brother, Shay, I don't know why you left your sister here, but you need to hear this too, because you're such a strong believer in this book that it's actually caused us to break up or not even to get to know each other. So at least your sister is here as a woman, a real woman, to stand up and say, let me hear what these brothers got to say. But Shay, you ran away. I don't appreciate it. I'm watching the screen right now. You ran away. But Bree, thank you for waiting. Thanks for listening to us, because you got your own mind. You got your own mind, Bree. Thanks for listening to us, because this is what your sister told me. She said, "Well, maybe I'm here to bring you closer to Christ. Maybe I'm here to bring your sister closer to truth instead of this Christ character, Christos of Greece." Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. I just want to edit this. My bad. Yeah.
The only man the only man to die. I mean, how many times do you know? Well, let me go back to my point, because that's kind of getting off the point. But God put this snake, his adversary, he creates his own adversary and he lets it go, because some people say it's Satan. Some people say it's just a snake. They don't know who it is. The Catholics say it's the first wife, who was called Lilith, who was before Eve.
Right.
So God let this cunning animal get next to his perfect creation. He knew this was gonna happen, because it gotta be. You will tell me that God is all knowing, right? So he had to know that this was gonna go down. He had to know. So he let it go down.
EJ.
He let it happen. And then once he let it happen, he punishes his creation. He makes it hard on his creation. And that creation is like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I just been born.
So God is the father that leaves the gun on the table, and when the child grabs the gun and shoots himself or shoots a sibling or something, then the father punishes the child, who obviously is too young to know better. Because in this scenario, God didn't know good from evil yet. They hadn't eaten from the tree, so they didn't know that eating from the tree would be evil because they hadn't eaten from the tree.
God gave them specific instructions to not eat from the tree of knowledge. Listen to what I'm saying, though, Brittany. They didn't know what evil was. So if God gave them instructions and they disobeyed them, they didn't know that they were disobeying because they hadn't eaten from the tree. So they didn't know good from evil. They were equivalent.
Hey, can I ask everybody a question?
So good because they're equivalent to like a 5-year-old who doesn't know that a gun can kill you, even if you tell him. He's 5. But we got a new addition. I want to include everybody. Before you go, sis. I just want to bring a new caller in real quick. Area code 240, and then we're gonna throw it back to Brittany. Area code 240. What's your name? Where you calling from?
EJ calling from Maryland.
All right, what do you believe, sir, and why?
So we're gonna give it to Brittany. Brittany got the floor right now. So, brother, if you don't mind, just sit back, waiting just a little bit. We're gonna.
People be leaving if we don't talk to them quick enough. So just let EJ go.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you believe in? Why, Brittany? Hey, Brittany, just hold off for a minute. Keep that thought. We got a new caller coming in. What do you believe in? Why, brother?
What I believe that Christ is the way. Christ is the way, truth, and the life. I believe they're supposed to trust Him. They were disobedient. They're supposed to trust Him. And I hear all the arguments and everything, but if you arguing, it shows that He's real. You can't get mad at somebody that's not real. That's not there. Can't get mad.
That's arguments for
That trumps all the argument and everything that they're arguing and saying that He's real.
Negative, sir.
And it seems like you know.
All right, look.
Hey, can I ask everybody a question real quick? Real quick.
Go ahead, brother.
I just want to ask everybody a question.
Hey, fam. Let's be fair. Let's give Brittany the floor real quick and then ask the question. Because you know what? We're atheists. It's an atheist show, so let's give Brittany, because she was already talking. So, Britt, go ahead and do your thing. And then, brother, you come up next. And then the new caller, you go ahead and spill your stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was saying was when Adam and Eve, because Eve gave Adam the apple, she didn't know. Yes, she probably didn't know right from wrong when she ate that apple, but she made the choice to eat it because she listened to, what something that was good, that was pleasing to her eye. So,
no, she listened to the snake. A talking snake.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. She was listening. She listened to the serpent.
The snake is serpent. Do snakes talk?
Yes.
They do?
Hey.
Okay. All right. Voice of reason. You had a question. What's your question?
Yeah. Check this out. All right. Check it out. I want to pose this question to everybody on the platform real quick. If for 1 minute, God said, "Hey, since y'all are little gods, and and y'all are my children, y'all come from me, so we all are gods, as it states in the Bible that ye are gods. That I'm going to give you all of my power, and I want you to do whatever it is you want to do. What would you do with that power? What would you do for the earth? I would like for there to be world peace. What would anybody else do?
Can we go? Can I answer that question first, please?
Yeah.
I know exactly.
Go ahead.
Just what you said. There would be world peace. There would be no war. There would be no smog and people dying from horrible diseases. None of that. It would be a paradise.
I feel you on that. Brittany, what would you do? What would you do? I think what would you do with that power?
Okay, so repeat the question again.
If you had all the powers of God, just for, because we are, God, in the book it says, ye are gods. It says we are gods, we're his children. And he, and if he gave you that power, if you could use all of that power because we are God, if you could use all of the power that our Father in heaven gave us, what would you do with that power?
Well, I would go around and save all these kids who are being sex trafficked or who are who's homeless out there on the street, because those are like my heart right there. So
okay.
EJ, what would you do?
I would help the homeless like what I do, because I drive a bus out here in Maryland and DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. I would give them life skills because they need it. I would show them the love of Christ because they need it. Christ gave us and showed us love. And so we have to reciprocate and give that back. And even talking to y'all, showing y'all love. Love is not, is not always telling you what you want to hear. It's shooting straight. Arguing for the sake of arguing and proving a point when Christ already proven the point. So I hear you guys, and I hear that you're very smart and intelligent, but you know what I'm saying? God's way is the way. I know this is an atheist line, but we on here and we talking, and it seems like one person is trying to run it and everybody else is just listening. I could be wrong, but I just feel like, y'all know the truth and you fighting it. That's what I sense. So
okay, well, with all of that being said,
we got a new caller.
Hey, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get on off.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get on off. All right. Since I posed the question, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna just chill. All right. So everybody answered what they would do with all of this power that our God that's in heaven would, if He gave it to us for just a second. We all had an answer to what we would do. Now I want you to ask yourself this. Why has your God not done that?
Choice. He gave, just like Adam and Eve had the choice to eat the apple. Choice.
No, I mean, why has God not created world peace?
She's saying basically
He's got the power to do it.
Hold on, let me answer. Why? So God gave us the ability and the power to go out and to help the lost, to help those who are hurting. So why is the people not standing up to do what He has given us the power to do? People are not standing
Mr. God.
No, it's not
Mr.
because
God.
of God. It's because they're supposed to do.
God has no power.
Is God? Hold on, brother. This Kwame. So sis. So isn't God all knowing? Didn't He know this was gonna happen prior? Hold on, sis. Let me finish. So doesn't God know what's gonna happen prior to it happening? Yes or no?
Yes. Because He sees it.
So don't you think that this was God's plan? I want you to do me a favor. Turn to Ephesians 1:11. Turn to Ephesians 1:11, because you told me that since I don't have a King James Bible in my house, I'm gonna let you turn to your Bible. So turn to Ephesians 1:11.
Why she get that? Hold that thought for me. Why she get that? Gonna bring in the next.
All right, bet.
I'm driving, but I do got one in my car. I do got one. I'll pull over and get it if you need it.
Can I get in?
You need me to get it?
No,
I said I got one in my glove box.
Hello, 914 area code. You on? What's your name?
Yes. How you doing, man? Hey, I appreciate it. My name is Will. I'm calling in from White Plains. How you doing today, brother?
Good. How about yourself, man?
What's happening?
All right, hey, listen,
you're on with Kweli and Kwame, man. What's going on? You on the live with Kweli and Kwame. What's up with it?
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the show. I am a true black atheist, and I just want to shout out and say that, with the sisters on the show, they're doing the best they can, but we all know a belief is a belief. It's not a fact. Unfortunately, too many of our people are too afraid not to believe in this foolishness. So my thing is this: when she starts talking about
the apple and all this other good stuff. I got a question for her. Where in Genesis does it say it was an apple?
The fruit from the tree. So it was the.
Where does it say it was an apple?
That part.
In
That part.
2 or 3. It's in Genesis 2 or 3. Go back.
No, it doesn't say apple. No, it doesn't. Listen, but wait, let me just say this here, then I'll hang up. It doesn't say anything about an apple. It just goes to show you how myths are passed down. This was a myth. It doesn't say anything about an apple. It doesn't say anything about an apple.
What does it say? Because she went to the apple to do what? I mean, not the apple. She went to the tree to do what? What did she do?
It says
it doesn't say anything about an apple.
But what did she do? Even though it doesn't say you're stuck on the apple, so what did she do? She ate something, right?
Sis, it doesn't say it was an apple.
She ate the fruit.
Okay, I just said you're stuck on the apples, but she ate something from the tree, right?
Yeah.
No, but you're passing it like it's a fact.
The point he was trying
But
to
did
make.
God create it though? Did God create that though?
Why would God set it up
the point he was trying to make is that it doesn't say that in the book, but everybody says that in real life. They say it was an apple, but the actual story never says that it was an apple. So he's trying to say that you're working with some story.
Okay,
you're working with something somebody told you. You're not really working with the real deal.
Exactly. I appreciate it. I'm going to hang up and I'll finish enjoying the show. Thank you, brother.
All right, man. Appreciate your call.
Please, brothers, let me ask this question right quick.
Something.
May I ask a question real quick, sister? May I ask you a question?
Yes, you can.
Come on. Okay. Would you want to meet an angel?
Of course, we all.
From the Bible. Huh?
Yes.
What does an angel look like?
You and me.
Are you serious, sweetheart? That tells me that you haven't read your Bible. That tells me that you haven't even read your Bible.
Okay, so if I would have said,
because an angel, if you saw an angel, you would be terrified. You would be terrified if you saw an angel.
You talking about with the 4 faces and shit?
So that doesn't mean that I would not want to meet an angel, though. Yes, I know.
An angel is a warrior. An angel is a warrior for God. That's it.
Exactly.
That's all an angel is.
I know.
According to the Bible.
But God sent us here on the earth. We are angels too, right?
But the fact is, I just asked you, would you want to meet an angel? What does an angel look like? And you said look like us, and it does, and they don't.
Yeah,
that tells me that
read
you
Bible, man. Hold that thought. We got
that
one
you
more.
haven't read the Bible.
I definitely read my Bible.
Hold on, family.
Don't take
sis, brother, sis. We got another caller. Pause.
Q&A mode on. Participants may now unmute themselves.
You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. You can't hear when you're talking. Well, all right. We're gonna have to go to individual mode. We're gonna try to make it quick. 912 area code. You are on the air. What is your name and where you calling from? You are on live with Kweli and Kwame.
Hey, I'm Donnell. I'm calling from Brunswick, Georgia. My religion, I have none. I believe in the ancestors. Pretty much, you know, my grandma, my mother, my grandmother before her, they are the reason why I'm here. So these people, I know, I had a conversation with them. I got pictures. So those are the people that I pull to for my strength.
So you're a free thinker, basically. You know what I'm saying? You don't give credit to imaginary things when good things happen. You give credit to the people that actually did it. Well, we're gonna because we got so many people on the line. I'm trying to keep everybody comments kind of brief. So you got a question or a comment that's related to the conversation that you want to ask anybody on the panel?
Well, I guess I want to make a quick comment, and I guess 2 quick comments is that I in the Bible I've read the whole New Testament. I'm still trying to get through the Old Testament because it's a lot bigger. But from just reading the New Testament, I don't see or understand why females, or especially black women, ride so hard for the Bible, because it doesn't say anything good about females. The only female I remember them saying anything good about was maybe Jesus' mom.
You know what?
So other than that,
I recognize most women when they do the begots. All those are men. They don't even count the daughters.
Exactly. Even with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, no woman is present. No woman's present. And I guess the last
what's
thing
really going on though?
And the last thing I wanted to say is that, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we like to blame the devil, but the devil is just a manager. You know, even with Job, he had to ask God for permission to do what he has, you know, or to do evil. He had to ask God for permission. So even though we can get mad,
bro, you hit the nail right on the head. Thank you. I was gonna bring that up, but man, brother, please continue.
Yeah, he's just a manager. So if you get something to eat at a restaurant, if you want to complain, do you go to the manager or do you go to the CEO, the owner? Who do you complain to? But I just want to say that, and peace, everybody.
All right, man. Appreciate your comment, bro. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I'ma go in order, just down the list. No particular order, just the order that they already on the screen in. Kamal, you are unmuted.
Man, like I like what my man said about the devil having to ask for permission to do anything. There's nothing. The devil doesn't have power over life or death. He can't do anything. He everything he does, he has to ask God. So what does that say? God said. So does God say, okay, go ahead and terrorize my creation?
That's exactly what he did in the
all the ones that decide, okay, I'm gonna take it on, because believing in God is nothing but taking something on faith, and faith is what is it, the excuse you give when you don't have any proof. No one has ever, in my 48 years on this planet Earth, I've never seen a demon, I've never seen an angel, no God has ever spoken to me, no devil has ever spoken to me. I take responsibility for the things that I've done. I've never said God did this to me or the devil did this to me. I believe that black folks, our people, we don't take responsibility. We want to blame it on everything else. It was God's will. Well, if this happened, then it's God's will. That's bullshit. Take responsibility for your life. My life is not perfect. I have to deal with this wheelchair every day, but I don't believe God did it to me. I ain't never blamed God for what happened to me, not one single time.
Or the devil. No.
I'm sorry, brother.
No imaginary creatures. You ain't blame God or you ain't blame the devil either.
Yeah, right, exactly. I never said any. Because then that would be me, trying to find an excuse or find something to blame it. It's not like that. Life isn't like that. We don't have all the answers. We don't know how consciousness started. We don't have all those answers. But
I just want to say this, bro. I'm looking at the screen right now. I don't mean to cut you off, my brother. Simplify to you. Bro, I just looked at the screen and Brittany and Shay has dropped off. You know what?
Brittany on.
She wasn't. So what?
I got her muted. She's still on. Let me make sure.
Okay.
Are you still here with us, Brittany?
Yeah, but
I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought when I looked at the screen, it showed that you dropped off. When I looked at the main screen. Okay, so you know me and your sister was talking, right? And I don't mean to put my business out there like that, but we had a talk today, and it got quite emotional. I remained in my masculinity to be, to explain some things to her. But she kept telling me I was wrong, but I know about the Council of Nicaea. I know about everything. I said, look, I'm a biblical scholar. That's why I brought him on the show. I said, you're dealing with biblical scholars. The Marine that you're talking to, he's a biblical scholar. The host, Kweli Kush, is a biblical scholar. He does everything. You should follow us. Like, this is one thing that has got black people, black men, and black women divided. Black men are not religious no more. So you're going to have to deal with that, sis. You got to deal with the fact that, wait, hold on, before I finish.
It's sad that I know for a fact that I'm a good man, and I've had at least 3-4 women that just could not accept the fact. And any time that it got the religious anything, when religion came up, it got deep, and she couldn't handle what I was saying.
But why does it have to be religion, though?
And Britt, let me ask you a question. Look, Britt, I really liked your sister, though. I really liked her. I wanted to have a long-term relationship, but she can't handle that shit. But at least you're still here to be like, hey, let me hear what Gerard has to say, because I know you know me about Gerard, because that's what she know me about. So she was like, she didn't even hear me out. It's like it's either her way or no way. So that let me know that she's too masculine to even be. You see what I'm saying? That's all it was.
For God. Like that's
exactly what it was.
That's why your sister didn't want to continue to talk to me. That's why this show is called Atheists Need Love Too. But I was just trying to say, hey, look at it from this perspective. Then it got a little heated. That's why your sister's gone and you're still here. You're trying to figure out why my sister and my man Gerard did not work out, or Kweli, Kwame, why my sister and Kwame didn't work out. Because she would not listen. I let your sister have the floor for 10 minutes. I was uploading some shit for 10 minutes on my computer in my house. Because I refused to go back into that belief system, your sister dumped me. Your sister broke over me all because of that. That's a fact. Your sister went, if I said, well, you know what, Shay, I will accept Jesus as my Lord and personal Savior. Your sister would have said, like, okay, well, let's meet up. Let's go on and have a dinner or whatever. But since I stood my ground and be like, hey, now hold on. No, since I stood my ground and said, look, you need to look at it from a different perspective because your sister have not researched anything. You're curious. Your sister ain't curious, but she's in fear. Your sister's older than you. She's 30, I'm 36. Okay? So your sister's in fear, but you're curious though. And I'm glad that you're still here to learn. Maybe you can teach her, because she's not going to listen to me as a man, because I feel like she's a feminist.
Well, what you think about all this?
I feel like she's a feminist.
Give her a chance to speak.
Go ahead, bro. I'm going to go on mute.
What you think about all this, Brittany?
Well, I'm just like listening, but like I'm still like, I'm stern in my beliefs though. Like, I believe that God created the earth. God does this. And like, that's just that, because like it wouldn't be no us if it wasn't for him. And I do believe that there's a heaven and a hell. Like
let me ask you about that.
Hold on, wait. You just
go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, please let her finish.
Yeah, I'm wrong. Go ahead.
You said earlier that you had went to seminar school and you was on your way to being a pastor or a preacher, but like somebody told you that like, Christianity or like, you said something about that it was all fake and like all this other kind of stuff. That to me, I don't understand how it's like, all unbelief, because I, like my sister said, like she hasn't been in her walk for a long time, but God has done a lot in her life. I've been in my
hard. If you was going to school to become a preacher and the person who was teaching you how to become a preacher told you that this was all bullshit, that wouldn't make you go,
Okay, so if he's telling you that it's all bullshit, why is he even teaching you how to be a preacher in the first place?
Churches make millions.
501c3.
Churches make billions.
So he can get to the money. Religion is the biggest.
So then that right there, that's a hypocrite. Point blank, period.
That's what
because
all
if
Christians
he don't care.
in my experience.
He don't care about that.
That's all Christians.
And that doesn't mean that I'm taking y'all side or anything. But what I'm just saying is that this man was teaching you something that wasn't that he didn't even believe in. So he was trying to tell you something. He was trying to teach you something when he wasn't even actually, following God himself.
That's all preachers. All preachers do that. You ain't seen
no,
on my channel.
I watch.
You got some preachers out there.
Hey, Brittany. I don't want you to leave the show because you need to understand. And I even told your sister this before she dumped me. You know what I'm saying? Before she said, "Oh, Gerard, that's not gonna work," or "Kwame, she's not gonna work." I told your sister, like, look, this man showed me the truth. He said, look, because he knew it didn't resonate with me. So if say for instance, Brittany, if you're a teacher, you know who's going to pass your class, who's going to basically question you a lot more. A teacher always goes into a class knowing who their trouble student's going to be and who their successful student's going to be. He knew I was going to be a successful student. So when he came to me, he said, he gave me a book called 16 Crucified Stages Before Christ. And we actually promote that book on our show. So he said, son, this does not resonate with you, right? I said, look, I have questions, but it does not make sense to me. That's how I was 28 years old. I'm 28. Well, I'm 36 now, but I was 28. So he said, look, I'm going to give you a book. He said, I'm going to let you know something. He said, I'm in it for the money. A lot of preachers are in it for the money. But your sister came to me. We had an argument earlier today, Sunday. We had an argument today, and I was trying to tell her, hey, you might want to look deeper into what I'm telling you because this stuff is only man-made in order to control black people. Your sister got mad when I said this is Eurocentric and this is Arabic-centric. Your sister got mad at me, and she said, look, I don't want you to be my husband. And she hung up in my face. This is what your sister did to me. If I'm lying, tell her call back in and basically defend herself and tell her, because look, I'm the type of guy, I'm not going to say some shit. Hold on. I'm not going to say some shit that somebody didn't say. So if your sister didn't say that shit, tell her to call back in and tell the audience what she actually said.
That's fear. Sounds like Shawty believing out of fear. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to be with somebody who's not in the belief system that she's in because in her belief system,
she don't want to be unequal. That's it.
I hate that. I hate unevenly yoked. I hate that. That's unevenly yoked. That is just.
Bro, you don't have to. You don't. Christianity is the biggest con that's been going on for 2,000 years, and it's still working.
Man. Absolutely. And it got black people.
Let me ask you this: do you believe that God is going to come back? Do you believe in
there? Ain't no God, girl.
No, I don't believe any of that.
Our ancestors thought God was coming back too. They thought Jesus was going to come back and save them too. N.E.W, I'm pretty sure N.E.W probably thought Jesus would come back too, and Trayvon and all of us.
Yes.
But we still dying, and Jesus ain't showed up yet.
And I ain't showed up yet.
How long have we been believing in this?
So since you said that, so you don't think that all the stuff that's going on right now is not a sign that, the world's getting ready to end?
Hell no.
No.
Have you noticed that these are the best times? If you look at history.
Hey, hold on, fam. This Kwame. Have you ever heard of retroactive writing? You know what retroactive writing is? Yes or no? Just be honest. You heard of retroactive writing? Yes or no?
I have not researched it. No, I don't know.
Okay, so research retroactive writing. So retroactive writing is basically when somebody puts something in the book and say, this is going to happen 20 years later, so it can look like a prophecy. See what I'm saying? That's why you don't have the original King James, because in 1624, King James died. His book got burnt up in London, in a warehouse in London. So Westcott and Hort actually took the pages that were not burnt up and used it to write the new King James. That's why you got the new King James version. Nobody has the original King James version. So Westcott and Hort wanted to establish power with the Catholic Church. This is what I'm trying to tell your sister.
And who wrote your Bible? Where did their Bible come from?
Came from London.
God is. It was made by God.
Sis. No, sis. I'm gonna let y'all talk to. Go ahead, talk to.
It was written by men, but God spirit through that person.
Well, hey, Brittany, you said you believe God is coming back. You talking about Jesus?
Yes.
You talking about, okay, what he gonna do if he come back? If let's say Jesus is real and he come back, this nigga couldn't even save his damn self. He got murked. What he gonna do? How you gonna save somebody and he can't save his damn self?
Okay, so let me ask you this. So when he do come back, then what? So if all this is fake, if all of it is fake and he does come back, then what you gonna do?
I'm gonna say, damn, Jesus, what the fuck, bro? What happened to 400 years of slavery, Jesus? What the fuck was you at, bitch ass nigga?
Right.
That's what
I'm gonna do. He got some explaining to do.
In the Bible, it said we was gonna be enslaved for 400 years.
If I see Jesus, I'm gonna tell him he got some motherfucking explaining to do. That's what I'm gonna do.
So what? For slavery,
we still enslaved.
Slavery was up 2 years ago. Now you have seen a lot of black people come up and come out with businesses and everything else like that. Yes,
you don't understand.
Everything.
Okay, when somebody got 100 billion shekels and they give 100,000 away, that ain't shit to them. But you've been in slavery so long, you think that's a lot. You think that's something. You think when Oprah and Jay-Z show up with a lot of money, that's something. Man, these folk got trillions of dollars. That shit ain't nothing to them. And it's only,
that ain't even
after all of this shit, black people still.
It ain't even a word for how many dollars these motherfuckers got.
Less than 1%.
Let me ask you a question before you answer that question, because this show was about atheists need love too. I'm an atheist. Brittany, I'm an atheist, right? So do you think your sister did the right thing in rejecting me as to be a possible provider, husband for her? You think she did right because of the belief system? That's all I want to know. Do you think she did right? No. Honestly, look. I'm guy. I can take it because I done took so much shit. No. It's not about being crazy. No, I'm asking a question, sis. I'm asking a question. Do you think? No, listen. Do you think your sister did?
I'm trying to answer it.
Listen, no, sis. Calm down. Look, just relax. I'm asking. Do you think your sister did right by saying? Do you think your sister did right by saying, I'm not going to date an atheist because you don't believe what I believe? You think she did right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
The only reason why
I'm going to say yes too, brother, to be honest with you. I'm going to say yes too. Because it's not going to mesh. She's not going to change her mind about how she feels about her God. You hear how she said, I'm going to fight for my God. She was serious as hell. So it wouldn't work with y'all. It wouldn't work with y'all. I know 3 women that have said, come on, I can't kick it with you. I can't kick it with you because I don't believe what you. I said I don't have any belief.
I'm getting.
He said I didn't have any morals.
Well, we got another caller. Do we have another caller?
Q&A mode on. Participants may now unmute themselves.
I just talked to God, y'all. I just got a prophecy. God just spoke to me. He just told me that some point in time in the future, Shay is gonna wake up out of Christianity, and she gonna give you a call, brother. The Lord just spoke to me. He just put it in my heart. He just put it on my spirit, as they say, that was gonna happen. And he also told me that Brittany was gonna see the light one day too. Maybe not today, but you know what I'm saying. It's a journey. I talk a lot of shit about God. It took me 9 years to go from leaving Christianity to knowing that God don't exist. Took 9 years. So we don't expect y'all to get this shit no one conversation or overnight. But what the purpose of this whole show is to plant seeds and let you get used to having these types of conversations and make them normal. And then maybe you will start to think about this stuff. And you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you will find the truth instead of just believing you can know something. But it got a little crazy again. We got to remember, y'all, we got to let everybody speak one at a time. So, you know what I'm saying? If you are speaking, try to keep your statements to a minimum or short. All right, everybody is now in
conversation mode on. Everyone can be heard.
I think, you know what my biggest fear when I left Christianity, when I left religion altogether, before that, my biggest fear was that I was going to go to hell. I couldn't get that out of me for nothing. I just couldn't get that out of me. I was so afraid that I was going to go to hell and burn for all of eternity, all because I didn't get it right before I died. And I just got to a point where I can't do this. If God wants me to know he's there, he'll show me. He'll show me. So far, he hasn't done it. Come here, boy. So far, he hasn't done it.
Okay, are you wanting to know where you're going?
Get up here.
What's your question?
I know where I'm going, sister. Oh. Get up here.
But you just
I'm talking to my dog. I'm sorry, y'all.
God hasn't shown you. Like, have you really?
You know what, Bree? Before Bree, I'm gonna let you finish your point. Bree, why are you more braver than your sister? Are you older than her? Because you're way brave to say on an atheist show and try to convince us.
It's because I know what I've been through, and I know that God is real. Like, that's just that. Like.
I mean, but that doesn't help anybody else, though.
It's no need to take
just because you know. That doesn't help anybody else.
When another person don't believe, like, there's no need for me to even argue or to do anything. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie. Y'all have drained the hell out of me, but
I don't think it's about an argument,
stand up and finish the conversation.
I don't think it's about an argument. I think it's about having intellectual conversation between
that's true
between two people.
That's true.
And yes, we have been cutting each other off and that type of shit. And you know that you don't get shit done that way.
What if they did? I got a question, Bree.
And I don't mean I got a
question too. I got a question too. What if they decide to be with me and I'm still an atheist? Would you approve of that? If she decides to stay with me, would you approve of that?
Would I approve? I don't know you, so I don't know. I would have to get to know you.
Right, so you get to know my character versus my beliefs, right? Hold on, my character overrides my beliefs, right? Right or wrong?
Yes. I mean, your character can't
override. That's hard. Thank you, sis. Thank you.
But because you are an atheist, and she is a Christian, both of y'all will bump heads. So somebody's going to have to either go one way or another, or it's not going to work. Like, that's just point blank period. And God is going to override everything. But if you are so stern in your belief, it's just not going to work.
Can I ask you a question, Britt?
Can
I ask you something?
Yes.
Would you do you think believing a thing is better than knowing a thing?
I think believing and knowing is the same thing.
Okay, so if I believe that I'm 9 feet tall, does that mean I also know that I'm 9 feet tall, and does that make it true?
Yes.
So how can I know that I'm 9 feet tall if I'm not, though?
So, okay, are you asking me if you know that you're 9 feet tall, that you're actually 9 feet tall, or are you just saying you're 9 feet tall?
He's saying he's 9 feet tall.
I'm assuming that you know that nobody on this planet is 9 feet tall. Pretty much, if it is, it's like one person. But that's like humans don't get that tall. So if I were to believe something, I can make another analogy. If I believe that I got an imaginary green dragon, does that make it true?
No, it doesn't, because ain't nobody 9 feet tall.
But what if I was on a YouTube show and I said I know I got an imaginary green dragon in my garage, and you can come and talk to it, and you can ask it for wishes, and it might give it to you, it might not. But if it don't give it to you, that just mean that it wasn't for you. But if it do give it to you, it had to be the green dragon, and I know that for a fact. And you can't see it because it's invisible, and you can't talk to it or touch it because it don't communicate like we communicate. It's mysterious. And I know this. Would you believe me?
No.
So what's the difference between my green dragon and your God?
Listen.
I'm listening.
Now come on,
Check and mate.
What's the difference? What's the difference between an imaginary green dragon that you can't see that grants wishes sometimes, and a God that you can't see that grants wishes sometimes? What's the difference? How do I know that your God is not a green dragon?
The difference is because we know a green dragon doesn't exist, so we know that God.
How we know that?
How do you
now,
know that?
How do you know that?
Now, hold on. You're gonna have to tap into yourself to know that God.
Hey, just let you know. Tell your sister. I know she not. Hey, look, Britt. Just let your sister know she hurt me. She wasted my time. You know, trying to date her. Let her know that she hurt me, man. That was fucked up.
Okay.
So I just want to put that out there.
You said it's called Atheist Love too, right?
Yeah.
So did she break your heart?
No, man, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be real with you, man. It
was behind religion though. Like it should not have been behind. Like I can see if I was beating on your sister or cheating on your sister, then yeah, I could see her leaving me. But because I don't believe in God, you know what I'm saying? She shouldn't have left me or saying, oh, it's not gonna work. That's why I say it's so good.
And I know Kwame might be mad at me, but he know I can only tell the truth. I cannot tell a lie unless I'm just joking. But the truth is that Gerard like her a lot, and right now, bro is sauced up, so he in his feelings. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're hearing right now.
That's because he sees something.
He's speaking facts.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell the brother's feelings.
You probably haven't seen what you've seen in my sister and no other woman. So that just shows you something right there.
It don't show me nothing about no imaginary stuff. But let's get back to the question though.
That means that you have your heart is so hard, yo. Like, I mean,
how would you know that? You don't look, the heart pumps blood. Let's not stray too far off the right. I still want to know. I still want to know what's the difference. What's the difference between my imaginary green dragon and your imaginary God?
What? Is your name? Is it Kwame, Gerard, or Chris that's talking? Who's talking?
I'm Kweli. My name is Kweli.
Who's talking? Because I got something to say to you.
My name is Kweli.
That's good.
Kweli, I love you. Okay. I love you. I love all of y'all that's on this phone call. I'm about to get off because I have a paper to type.
Okay.
And good conversation, but you know.
But I give you props for staying on the phone. I give you a lot of credit for staying on the phone with three dudes who who don't believe as you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were willing to it because sometimes the one thing I've noticed, when you talk about religion and politics, the shit get heated every single time. It does not matter because people have their beliefs. I was just talking about how could they believe that this man didn't kill him with his knee on his neck when professionals, doctors are giving them the reason, and you still got people defending this cop. So it's the same with religion. You still got people who gonna believe this stuff, even when evidence is put right in their face that, hey, something ain't right with this. It still can be, but I give you an A+ for, I give you props. I give you a gangster for staying up in here with us, because I was in here one time I was in here one time with these two, and it got deep real quick, and it blew my mind. But it's not to try to hurt your feelings. I don't even believe in disrespecting people's beliefs, but I'm in this world to try to believe. Like my man, one of my favorite guys is Matt Dillahunty. He said to me, Kamal, you want to believe as many real things on this earth in life that you can prove, and as many real things as you can, and as less false things as you can, because you don't need that all the bullshit, because all it does is clutter up your mind. I don't believe in any God. My life is just fine. I'm not saying that hell, some people need God. Some people need a God, because I'm sorry to say, to me, they're not strong enough to do it on their own. Some people.
Hey, another thing, I would have treated your sister. I would have treated your sister like the queen that she is. But man, you know what? She did me like that. She told me shit. I would have treated your sister like the queen that she is.
Because you said it was 3 men on this phone call, and I'm the only female.
And you would
tell her call back in.
What?
My name's Kamal, by the way, sis. I don't know if I introduced myself to you.
No, you didn't.
That brother is a Marine, and these my brothers, and they took me in at a time when I was going through. I've only been atheist for maybe 3 years now, if it's been. And I'll tell you this. I called in. I'm not even ashamed to say it. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. I called into the Atheist, the ACA, the Atheist Experience one day. I told them what my brother and my sisters and them did to me because I said that I was an atheist. They cut me loose. They didn't talk to me. They wouldn't answer my phone calls. And I'm the oldest, and these are people who I've taken care of, who I've had. My baby sister, you fucked with when we were kids. You made her cry. I had to go to war. And for them to turn their back on me, I actually broke down on the show because I got to it where I said, I want to say fuck my family, but I can't. When that came out my mouth, I couldn't believe I was saying that. But they did. They said that to me. I didn't take my love away. They took theirs away. I didn't take my love away, all because I don't believe what they believe. They took their love away from me. That broke my heart. This is my family. I give anything for them. And these brothers took me in. I haven't been on the show in a while. I've been a little busy, but they took me in because I didn't even know there were black atheists. I thought I was by myself out this bitch. I really did. And then when I met these brothers, I just happened to be going through it, and I saw their show, and I felt like I was at home. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Sometimes I click on their show and they don't even know I'm there, and I'm just listening to them, and they be on their shit, and I love it. I love it because there's some brothers out here that's trying to teach and give some real truth, to our people. Because we need it. We need it. We are stuck. We are lost. And until we get out of that quicksand that they got us in, because that's what we in. Yeah. And we sinking. We slowly sinking. Yeah. And until we get out of that and we come together, we gon' be lost.
Free thinking, like you ain't necessarily gotta, be an atheist, but free thinking, critical thinking, knowing how to tell what's real and what's not real, that is what is going to deliver black people out of
that.
Go ahead, sis.
Absolutely.
Just because you choose whatever you choose, that your family should not have disowned you, because that's not love. You're supposed to love a person no matter what they are, atheist or not. You're supposed to love a person. I don't care who they are. So your family was wrong for that, and that is hurtful, and that will make a person turn to try to find whatever, because we all need somebody. But
I was already where I was. I was already pretty much an atheist by this point. All I said to my brother was, he said, because I get tired of people telling me God put me in this wheelchair for a reason. I took 4 bullets to my body an IED exploded under our Humvee. I damn near didn't make it. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. I lost I lost 6 of my brothers and 9 wounded that day. And I didn't find out until 19 days later what really happened. And like I said, I never one time said God did this to me. I never one time said God don't love me because he put me in it. Never, not one single time. I know I was a warrior out there on the battlefield, and shit happened. Some get killed, some survive. And my aunt called me a devil. She called me when I came home. You was over there killing them people. I couldn't believe this coming from my aunt, and she's a Christian. These are the things that I'd had to deal with when I got home, and you know, I came home in a wheelchair. My whole life was different. And God didn't come and save me in any kind of way. I had to handle my own business. I live on my own. I take care of myself. I don't ask God to do anything for me. I'm fly as a motherfucker because I want to be. I had to go.
Hey, I'm gonna put y'all right there, my brother. Bree, this is what your sister told me. She said, you call in to preach the word. You better stop playing with God and repent. Your sister also said on Facebook, she said, you're hurting. You complain about your feelings about your daughter and admit that you're bitter, mad, and deal with your roots. System which is broken, that you can't deny it. You're walking in insecurity. You know God is, she said, you know who God is, but refuse to say his name. Why if ain't real, Salam, whatever that shit is. So this is what your sister told to me. She did not address the rape, like the fact that if this God is real, he was sitting there watching while this 16-year-old boy was raping my daughter, and I'm in a goddamn casino. I paid this woman $100 to watch my daughters. And luckily, my 4-year-old didn't get raped, but my 10-year-old got raped. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, I mean, it's fucked up regardless. Because both, like, when I got there, the babysitter called the police. And she let me know, hey, so-and-so raped was caught texting. You know, the babysitter, I came down on the babysitter. But for your sister to say that lets me know God was watching. God was watching this shit. What do y'all not understand? If God is real, he was sitting there in the rocking chair probably with some lotion. And I'm gonna be blunt. God was sitting there watching with some lotion, watching this shit go on, and did not do anything to stop my daughter from getting molested by a 16-year-old. Now my daughter got her period at the age of 10. Her cherub was busted at the age of 10. And I don't mean to say that, you know what I'm saying? Your daughter just Brittany, your daughter just sent that to me on Facebook. Because I'm bitter, it's my fault that my daughter got molested.
No.
How do you answer that?
Okay.
Hold on. How do you answer that? Because she's saying, oh, I'm bitter. No, yes, yeah, she right. But your God, the God that you believe in, hold on, sis, let me finish. But the God that you believe in was sitting there watching in the rocking chair while my baby was getting poked by a 16-year-old. Yeah, he's in juvenile. Yes, we're pressing charges. But the fact of the matter is, how does that make me feel? Because I've been an atheist since I was 28 and I'm 37. Because is that why my daughter was raped? Because God said, oh, well, Gerard's an atheist. So we're gonna send somebody in to rape his daughter so he can come back to Christ. You see the logic in this shit? I'm going on mute. Go ahead, speak. What you gotta say? Brittany, go ahead and say what you gotta say. I'm here to listen. Do you see the logic in it though? Do you see the logic in it?
it just really threw me off. I forgot what I was even going to say because, like.
Okay, so your sis. Okay, so you know me and your sis was dating, right? So me and your sis was dating. We was getting into dating.
Stop talking.
Hold on. I'm just saying. All right, bet.
Let her go right quick.
All right, bet. I'm gonna go on mute. I'm going on mute. Bet.
Okay, so no, it's not your fault that your daughter got raped. Like that's nobody's fault. But she was just in the wrong environment. Those people that you had her around, I don't care if it was your family member or your friend, whoever it was, like, people have perverted spirits about them. So her being around there and being,
but why don't God intervene? Why don't God intervene?
Why did he not? Okay, so who was around to intervene?
God is all powerful, right? God is everywhere. God supposed to be everywhere.
To intervene? Who was around to help your daughter when
you believe
she was crying?
That God is everywhere. You believe that God is everywhere and God is all powerful. Correct?
But who was around to help your daughter?
Do you believe that God is everywhere and God is all powerful?
I do believe that. But
okay,
who was
so you
around?
asked me who was around. God was around. Why didn't God intervene?
Okay, so why wasn't nobody there to intervene?
Because God was supposed to intervene in your worldview, right?
So God was with her.
So why didn't
God was with
when
her?
She was getting the child?
Why doesn't God ever intervene when things like this happen?
Why does he not ever intervene?
Why doesn't God intervene when girls get raped? Why doesn't God just make the man? Why doesn't God use his all powerfulness to make the man not be able to get an erection every time a man attempts a rape? God could do that theoretically. Why doesn't he do it?
He can snap his fingers, right?
God uses people.
Cause what now? I didn't hear that.
I said God uses people.
So God
is not the people.
So you believe in a useless God that can't do anything without an intelligent ape?
Because God is not useless. I'm sorry, he's not useless.
You just said God uses people.
If he was, how come he couldn't stop? How come he couldn't stop that boy from touching that girl?
Okay,
how come he couldn't stop?
Okay, so let's get real. Let's get real since you want to ask me that question. So I went and visit this person, and me not knowing what this person was going to do to me, I went to his job to visit him, and he raped me at his job at gunpoint. Now,
okay.
God was there with me because it could have been worse. I could have got my head blown off if I would have screamed, if I would have yelled. It could have been worse. But in that particular moment, nobody was there to even help me. So all I had to do was keep quiet and make sure I get out safely.
So why doesn't God intervene?
Still have to ask, why didn't God stop that person from doing that? That's the question. I think
that. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that's the question. Why can't God stop? God is all powerful. He's everywhere according to the Christian beliefs. He's everywhere and in everything. Why couldn't he stop that from happening to any? There are men in prison getting raped. How come he don't stop that? How come he don't stop?
Just like the people back in the days who it's just sin. And I mean, like, that's just a spirit. Like,
well, baby girl, you're not answering the question though.
Why he doesn't stop that? I can't answer that, and I don't have.
Hold on, let me speak. Okay, cool. I'm gonna. This is Kweli, man. So I'm still a hurt father. I got a 10-year-old daughter. I got a 5-year-old daughter. She just turned 5 today. So you're telling me that because God just watches things happen. But okay, let me ask you this question. This is a question that basically I proposed a question. So if that guy, that 16-year-old that's in juvenile right now, that molested my 10-year-old baby, that's my baby, my girl, my little girl. As long as he give his life to Christ, he gonna go to heaven, right? Yes or no?
God gonna forgive him.
Hold on, fam. So I'm talking to you, Britt. Hold on, fam. So if this guy gives his life to Christ, he gets to go to heaven, even though he raped my daughter on earth. As long as he say, I accept you, Lord Jesus, as my Lord and Savior. He gets to go to heaven, even though he raped my baby.
And what if his daughter go to hell because we don't believe?
Right. His daughter becomes an atheist, but that man who raped her, who's gonna give this baby lifetime scars, lifetime. She'll never forget what happened to her. She becomes an atheist. This man says he gives his life to God, which God's going to say, okay, you can come to heaven. But he's going to throw, I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it because it's disgusting. I don't even want to say it. But I think you know what I'm saying. The baby becomes an atheist. The kid becomes a Christian. Who wins in all of this?
You know, when I talked to my daughter today, she's into astrology now. She's looking at, she said, Daddy, when's your birthday? My daughter don't even know my birthday. I had to tell her my birthday. I said, baby, my birthday June 21st. She said, oh, you're a Cancer, stay away from me. My daughter told me to stay away from her because I'm a Cancer. My daughter's into astrology now. She's a Gemini, May 23rd. That's my daughter. See, my daughter went from Christianity to astrology. Now, I know my daughter's going to be an atheist. I already know she's going to be an atheist.
Yeah, especially when
because she's traumatized. I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. This thing happened in Texarkana. So I don't know if y'all know anything about Texas. So I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. My daughter got molested in Texarkana, Texas. So you can look up Raymond Baker. He's the one that molested my daughter. I don't mean to put I can put my business out. I don't give a fuck because of how I'm feeling. But Brittany, the thing is what these brothers are trying to say. So if this guy named Raymond Baker from Texarkana, Texas, raped my daughter, but if he gives himself to Christ, he gets to go to heaven, and my daughter become an astrologist. Like, she like to deal with signs and stuff. She always been that way. But so if my daughter become an atheist, then she still go to...